Thank you for watching P356 Blog. My name is Sarah, and it's my goal to show who God is and that He is still at work in our lives today. It is never too late to be an influencer for Jesus. Check out more at p356blog.com. This week in Proverbs chapter 11, once again we have some back-to-back Proverbs about wisdom and foolishness. And this week we're focusing mostly on wealth and riches and money. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Chapter 11. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is His delight. When pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with the humble is wisdom. The integrity of the upright guides them, but the crookedness of the treacherous destroys them. Riches do not profit in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. The righteousness of the blameless keeps his way straight, but the wicked falls by his own wickedness. The righteousness of the upright delivers them, but the treacherous are taken captive by their lust. When the wicked dies, his hope will perish, and the expectation of wealth perishes too. The righteous is delivered from trouble, and the wicked walks into it instead. With his mouth the godless man would destroy his neighbor, but by knowledge the righteous are delivered. When it goes well with the righteous, the city rejoices, and when the wicked perish, there are shouts of gladness. By the blessing of the upright a city is exalted, but by the mouth of the wicked it is overthrown. Whoever belittles his neighbor lacks sense, but a man of understanding remains silent. Whoever goes about slandering reveals secrets, but he who is trustworthy in spirit keeps a thing covered. Where there is no guidance, a people falls, but in an abundance of counselors there is safety. Whoever puts up security for a stranger will surely suffer harm, but he who hates striking hands in pledge is secure. A gracious woman gets honor, and a violent man gets riches. A man who is kind benefits himself, but a cruel man hurts himself. The wicked earns deceptive wages, but one who sows righteousness gets a sure reward. Whoever is steadfast in righteousness will live, but he who pursues evil will die. Those of crooked heart are an abomination to the Lord, but those of blameless ways are His delight. Be assured, an evil person will not go unpunished, but the offspring of the righteous will be delivered. Like a gold ring in a pig's snout is a beautiful woman without discretion. The desire of the righteous ends only in good, the expectation of the wicked in wrath. One gives freely, yet grows all the richer. Another withholds what he should give and only suffers want. Whoever brings blessing will be enriched, and the one who waters himself be watered. The people curse him who holds back grain, but a blessing is on the head of him who sells it. Whoever diligently seeks good seeks favor, but evil comes to him who searches for it. Whoever trusts in his riches will fall, but the righteous will flourish like a green leaf. Whoever troubles his own household will inherit the wind, and the fool will be a servant to the wise of heart. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and whoever captures souls is wise. If the righteous is repaid on earth, how much more the wicked and the sinner? So in Proverbs chapter 11, there are several verses that talk about wealth or riches or what we do with our money, and I think it's important to focus on those things. A lot of times there are verses in between that also deal with righteousness and folly, or righteousness and wickedness, which we can absolutely go into, but I really want to focus on what we're doing with our money, because I think that it's really important that our money is not an idol to us. It is not our money, it's God's money, and He lets us use it, and so we should be using it well. So verse 1 talks about a false balance being an abomination to the Lord, and a just weight His delight. So back in biblical times, when they would be in the marketplace and bartering or selling things, they would have a weight to measure how much something was. And if it is a false weight, that means that they would cheat people out of their money, and that is an abomination to the Lord. Honesty is the most important thing. A false weight is lying, and we definitely don't want to do that when we're dealing with money. Verse 4, riches do not profit in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. Verse 7, when the wicked dies, his hope will perish, and the expectation of wealth perishes too. What those verses are talking about is you don't get to take your money with you when you die. When the wicked dies, their hope and their wealth and everything that they've put their hope and trust in, being money, is going to go away, and there won't be anything left to take with you, either to heaven or to hell, depending if you put your faith and trust in Jesus. So if your hope is in money and not in Jesus, it's not going to go well for you. But our hope should be in the Lord and what he has done for us. And that is where righteousness comes from. Verse 16 says, a gracious woman gets honor and violent men get riches. There is honor in being generous. And again, all that we have belongs to God, so we should be using it in ways that honor him. Yes, God gives it to us so that we have a means for living, buying food and shelter and things like that. But what are we doing with the excess? Are we doing things that make our life more comfortable? Or are we doing things to share with God's people? Not saying you have to give all of your money away, but just being generous and being charitable, and just using God's money wisely while you have it. And then verses 24 through 29, a lot of those verses have to do with money and your inheritance. Verse 24, if you give freely, grows all the richer. Another who withholds what he should give and only suffers want. So are you giving away and enriching other people's lives, or are you hoarding and still thinking you don't have enough? It's not everything that you want. You want more than what you have. Verse 26, the people curse him who holds back grain, but a blessing is on the head of him who sells it. So again, are you hoarding the resources that God has given you, or being generous with them? Verse 28, I think, is a key verse as well in this. Whoever trusts in his riches will fall, but the righteous will flourish like a green leaf. If all you're trusting in is your money, instead of putting your faith and trust in Jesus, ultimately, when money goes away, or you're having a bad day in your business, bad month, bad year in your business, bankruptcy happens, there's a recession, when things happen and money goes away, are you still righteous? Are you still in your relationship with the Lord? Are you trusting in him and being enriched by that? Or were you only being enriched by the money in your life? And verse 31, I think, is really, really great for chapter 11. If the righteous is repaid on earth, how much more the wicked and the sinner? So this repayment is not talking about physical wealth, not talking about actual dollar signs, but it's talking about your heavenly reward or your earthly reward. So talking about if the righteous is repaid on the earth, meaning you are righteous, you are following the Lord in obedience to what he has commanded, your life will be blessed. But it says how much more the wicked and the sinner. So the wages of sin is death, the Bible says. That is what we earn from our sin. But the free gift of God is Jesus Christ. Free gift of God is life eternally with him forever. And that is through Jesus Christ. That's where righteousness comes from. So the most important decision that I think that you can make about your money is to not worship your money, but to worship Jesus, and that he will bless you. Maybe it's not financially. It doesn't mean if you accept Jesus into your life that you'll be rich. That doesn't happen for a lot of people, and that's okay. But you will be enriched knowing that you have hope and faith in the Lord of all creation. God is in charge of it all. Every single thing on the planet. He is in control. He has made every single thing in creation. So why not trust him with the stuff that he has given us in a society where money means a lot, especially in times like these where prices are rising? As our faith and hope in the money that we have, or is our faith and hope in the Jesus that we have that offers us something beyond what this world can offer us? So I would say just focus on this verse this week. Think about how this impacts your life. Verse 31, if the righteous is repaid on the earth, how much more the wicked and the sinner? In your life today, do you feel like you're living more like the wicked and the sinner, or living more like the righteous? We are all sinners. We all fall short of the glory of God. But with Jesus, we can call ourselves righteous because God has called us righteous. I hope that you guys have a great week. We'll see you next week as we go through Proverbs chapter 12 on Weekly Wisdom. Bye.